Hello and welcome to yesterday's Airlines once again. As I'm sure you're aware, being a loyal subscriber, the V1400 models have started to arrive at yesterday's Airlines, and the first 10 of the first release set are now here, and I posted the video a few days ago that showed off the first 6, and that leaves the remaining 4 in this video, which are all United 767-200s, as you can see here. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at in this video. As I said in the last video, just for those that may not have seen it, this is the May update for V1400. All of those first 10 models have arrived here and are now in the videos on the channel here, so check out their older video if you haven't seen it already. The ship to the United States has arrived and they are on their way to the warehouse in Reno, so they will be being shipped out from the warehouse to retailers in the next few weeks. For international customers, they will also be being shipped from China to those retailers in the next few weeks as well. So the first 10 models should be at retailers quite soon, and the 727s from the first batch have had their engines changed over and will be shipped with the second set of releases, which will be announced probably in the next month or so. So that is where we are at with V1400. Stay tuned because we're going to be taking a closer look at these 4 United Airlines 767s. But before we do that, don't forget, of course, to subscribe to the channel here at Yesterday's Airlines. Really love the fact that people are subscribing, and thank you very much for watching the videos. Make sure you do subscribe so you don't miss all the news in 400 scale and the reviews and things that I do here on the channel, and chuck a like on the video if you like these models. Also, don't forget to check out the sponsor of the video here, Northeast Diecast. Northeast will be retailing V1400 models, and although they are primarily a second-hand model retailer, they have increasingly started to have first run new models at the site, and they've got a selection of Gemini jets and in-flight models, Patriot and other brands appearing at the site more often, and they will include V1400 very soon. And when you buy models from Northeast Diecast, make sure you use the code Yesterday's Airlines 15 for 15% off your order, because it makes a big difference. So that's Yesterday's Airlines 15 for 15% off your order. But let's get into the vid and check out this quartet of 767-200s. Okay, so we'll run through these 767s in the order that they appear in the United Airlines fleet, which means we're going to start with N601 Uniform Alpha in the experimental silver belly Saul Bass livery that United tried out. Now, if you saw the first video, then obviously these 767s are similar to the house colours and the TWA in terms of the packaging and all of that sort of thing. So there's not much more to discuss there, and obviously they're using the same Panda Models mould as well. This livery for United was worn only by a couple of 767-200s and only pre-delivery on the Boeing flight line. United were trying out this silver belly scheme version where you didn't have any white beneath the cheat line between 1981 and kind of 1984, and they painted quite a reasonable number of their fleet in this, probably 10 to 20 aircraft, varying types, 737s, 727s, DC-8s and DC-10s. But as I say, it was decided not to move forward with it before the 767-200s entered service. However, a couple of them have been seen on the flight line, and those photos are fairly well known. This isn't the first time this has been released in 400 scale, because Aeroclassics did make it a year and a bit or so ago. But if you can believe it, I actually had put in this for production before Aeroclassics released that. It's just been quite an extended timescale for the models to get made, which is just the way it is. So actually, this was put into production before the Aeroclassics version, and let's face it, it will be better than that one. Let's get her up onto the turntable now so you can get a closer look. Our second 767-200 wears the delivery colours for United, the classic Saul Bass, and this aircraft is registered in 606 Uniform Alpha, and despite being 6th in the registration sequence, it was actually the first 767-200 that was delivered to them, and it operated the first revenue flight on September 8th, 1982 between Chicago and Denver. And this aircraft was specially named City of Chicago, as you can see here when you look at the nose. And one of the things that I'm super impressed by with these Panda models built 767s is the printing detail. Aero Classics have also made this scheme before, but there's no way they are getting anywhere near that level of fidelity in terms of getting that print on there. There's often overprint issues and things like that with AC models, and of course they don't come with the same standard of mold or rolling gear or aerials. So no doubt that this 767 is a superior product to those, and hopefully you guys think it is as well. There's also a JC Wings version of this which hasn't been released yet, but again, that mold is substantially older. I don't think it really competes with the Panda version. So I'm really liking the look of this one, and this is the first time the N606 Uniform Alpha, the first 767 for United, has been made in the scale, because previously all the regs have been different. But let's again get her up onto the turntable. Third United Airlines 767 takes us into the 1990s with the low stripe Saul Bass, which was actually introduced in 1988 to be fair, and lasted only till 1993, moving the cheat line down, massively increasing the size of the titles. And we have N611 Uniform Alpha here in this scheme. This is actually a livery which hasn't been made much at all in 400 scale. In fact, I think it's only been made by Dragon Wings so far. You can see that by this stage a lot of United 767s have been converted into ER variants, and you can see the ETOPS text there on the lower nose looking really good on this model. So again, really pleased with the way the printing has come out here. This scheme looks amazing, and the natural metal belly with the white gap really shines. I think that United probably made the right decision not going full natural metal on the bottom like on that first model we looked at. But yeah, a really, really nice model. And actually I think the large titles suit the 767 much better than they suit many of the other types that wore this scheme. So again, a really nice release, and one which has barely been made in 400 scale before, which is kind of unusual considering the airline here. But let's get her up on to the turntable once again. final 767-200 of the first release set is N609 Uniform Alpha, another 200ER, which is wearing the Battleship Grey livery, introduced in 1993, lasted until 2004, by which time the 767-200s were definitely on the way out. This is another model which has been made very fleetingly in 400 scale. I believe there's only one previous Dragon Wings release wearing this livery. This aircraft served until around May 2003 before she went into storage. And again, it's a very smart scheme, although, to be honest, I always preferred the Saul Bass liveries over this darker, more business-like, slightly more boring livery, I guess. But it is very smart nonetheless, and especially like the dark blue belly and engines and the pinstripes on the tail. I always think the tulip is a little bit small on this livery. They could have made it bigger and it would have just stood out a bit more, I feel. But nonetheless, I think this is a decent representation of the livery on the best 767 mould which is currently available in the marketplace. Obviously, the colour of the grey is a real difficulty in 400 scale. When you look through your Battleship Greys, they're all different colours, and this one doesn't match many of the others I had looked through my collection. It's really hard to get the grey the same or accurate. This one is actually on the lighter side of the scale, I think. Probably a little bit lighter maybe than I had hoped, but it's matching around the NG Model 747 SP that was made a year or so ago. It's at that kind of level between that and the Phoenix. So I think it's looking really good again, and obviously I really, really love this 767-200. And don't forget, there will be a couple of 767-200s in the second release set as well, though obviously they won't be United because we've done all the Uniteds now. So let's get this model up on to the turntable as well, like we did for the others. Okay, and that brings us to the end of this look at the first 10 releases from V1400 models. I really hope you're liking what you're seeing here. Apologies that it's taken a bit longer than advertised to get them to market, but they should be at retailers quite soon now. And I'm really pleased with all of the models that have been made. The experience has shown to me how difficult it is to actually get exactly what you ask for from manufacturers when you can't get to China, can't work in the factory. But I do think that all of the models have turned out really nicely, and especially these 767s made by Panda for V1400 are especially good because the mold is just sublime. So I hope you think that they also look good and will make a great addition to your collection. They certainly are all making a good addition to mine. Okay guys, well that is it for this video. There will be more about V1400 in the coming weeks and months because obviously there are 727s from the set which still need to be got to market, and we've got the second release set which needs to be announced as well. So stay tuned for that and loads of other content here at the channel of Yesterday's Airlines. Please subscribe and make sure you chuck a like on the video, and I will see you next time. So thank you very much for watching. Goodbye for now.